What's up, everybody? It's Deadly Dill Gaming, your favorite ginger bearded dad gamer, and welcome to episode 3 of the Parent Gamer podcast for parent gamers just like you and me. Today we are joined by an awesome guest. He's a member of our parental unit community, which, hey, if you're not a part of the parental unit and you're watching this video, we started a whole gaming community just for parent gamers and content creators. And we recently just hit over 3,000 members, which is insane. So if you're a parent gamer out there and you're watching this and you're not a part of it and you want to connect with other parent gamers just like you and me, you need to join it. I'm going to put the link in the description below the video. Would love to have you be a part. But without further ado, I want to introduce our guest, but I'm going to let him introduce himself, who he is, what he does, and the whole shebang, baby. Let's go. Go ahead, man. Welcome. Introduce yourself and tell the people who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Chrono. I've been a software developer for a long time. Husband, father, streamer, church IT guy. It's a lot of stuff. I'm a man of many hats, as I often tell people. But yeah, I love it. Obviously a gamer.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, the parental unit, thank you. Thanks for having me here, first of all.
Of course.
But seriously, it's so cool. It's such a cool thing, and I really think you're doing an awesome thing with the whole parental unit Discord. It has opened so many doors. Like you've said, you need to be in there if you're a parent gamer. Oh, there's so many cool people there.
Yes.
Not to just push that some more, but that's been awesome. And so it's kind of just cool to be here. So yeah. Awesome.
Yes, indeed, man.
Yeah. I don't know how to introduce myself any more than that.
I love it. It's all good. It's all good, man. Well, you said you were a software developer, also a father. So how many kids do you actually have?
Just one daughter.
Just one daughter. Awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing and smart. We just finished kindergarten, and so it's no, please stop growing. But
dude, I
it's
feel
also
it,
exciting
dude.
at the same time,
Yeah, it is. I have a four-year-old daughter, firstborn too, and let me tell you, she as soon as she came in the world, it just became instant princess. There's nothing that she can't have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just how it is with girls, man. Especially being a dad and everything with little girls. It's you just are compelled. You're no, I want to give you the world. You want a pony? I'll give you a pony. So I totally get that. I totally get that, man.
We've had some very interesting conversations between me wanting to just give her everything, and she wants the same.
Yeah.
But it's kind of that relationship where she's my princess, but she's my wife's daughter.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. I feel that 100% for sure. And so you had mentioned you're a software developer. That's really cool. What kind of got you into software developing, and what kind of software do you develop? Do you do do you just do everything, or are you just a Swiss Army knife and can develop anything, or what?
So, I originally went to college I wanted to do game development. I mean, who doesn't? As a gamer,
100%, yeah.
Games.
Who doesn't?
But then you grow up and you realize, maybe not. I need something a little more stable.
Right.
Finished up school and just kind of got hooked into kind of the corporate world. I've worked in all sorts of environments and different software languages, and I love it. Most of what I do now is just web development for. I'm like a contractor for a company,
awesome.
And so it's really fun, making website stuff. Obviously, that has bled over into streaming because there's a lot of web and
much
JavaScript stuff going on there. That it just kind of all bled together, and
awesome.
it's just really fun. I've been doing it. I don't know, coming up on double digits of years.
That's
honestly,
awesome. Let's go.
It's pretty insane, but yeah, I like it. I don't talk too much about it because I'm just, as much as I like doing it, it's my day job, and I have much more fun doing streaming.
Oh, of course. Who doesn't, bro?
Talking about gaming,
Yes,
I would rather talk about those things than me sitting at a desk hacking away. Code
trust me, I get it. But some of that stuff has helped you in, like you said, inside your content creation. So it's kind of a blessing too that you kind of got that position and everything like that. With me, I kind of have a similar position. I'm not obviously IT or anything, but through streaming, I was youth pastor for 10 years, and through streaming and through all the skills that I learned with streaming, I was able actually to make a position for myself at my church as the whole media director, running all the photography, video, live stream, lighting, all this. And since I had a knowledge of everything that I was doing through streaming, I was able to kind of almost be when I felt like the time was done for me to be a youth pastor, kind of moved on, and was able to create that whole just awesome environment for myself to step into. So that's really, really cool, dude. That's awesome. And then you talked about you serve at a local church, kind of do the same thing, dude. That's awesome, man. Family man, church man, dude. I love it, bro. It kind of resembles, myself a little bit too,
Yeah,
so we have that thing to connect. I love it, dude. That's so cool, bro. But dude, yeah, that's awesome, man. Family man, everything like that. Couple questions, dude, just to kind of get to know you a little before we kind of dive in, just kind of some more personal stuff. How long have you been a content creator? How long have you been a content creator? And how long have you been a gamer? So when did you kind of start your content creation process, and when did you start gaming?
So gaming, lifelong. First game I ever played, I was like 4 or 5. We had a Sega Genesis, and I was about to play Mortal Kombat. That almost was my first game. But my dear grandma, went, no, and took it out and put Sonic 2 in there. And since then, I've just been hooked. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, what little change. I could have been a huge Mortal Kombat fan.
You could have been winning tournaments. You can win tournaments, making bills.
My wife we'll play a fighting game, and she will just button mash me to oblivion. I cannot survive.
I love it, dude. I love it.
But
I love it.
But yeah, then on the content creation side, I've always had like a kind of casual interest in it.
Yeah.
Ever since like Twitch was a thing, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until probably like the end of 2019.
Okay.
And I was a mixer streamer, and so. I was really putting a lot of effort into that, and I just kind of stumbling through. Now there's so much out there that like can get you started. I was just stumbling through like that getting started journey, and then lo and behold, they pulled the rug on Mixer, and so now I'm a Twitch streamer.
How did that affect you? Did that affect you a lot? Like, did you have a decent following on Mixer, or was it kind of like you were just kind of getting started, and so it really didn't affect you a ton? Or did you? What was the deal with that?
It didn't hurt me like as much as it obviously hurt a lot of like partnered people.
Right.
I had just gotten to the point there where it's basically Mixer's equivalent of affiliate, and so I had actually just got my first payout.
Oh no!
Before they went, oh, no more Mixer.
But
it wasn't too bad.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, I didn't have a huge following. I actually just came across a memory from 2 years ago where I did my like 100 follower celebratory stream on Mixer. So it's kind of funny.
That's crazy, dude.
That all came up today, but yeah, I loved it. Like I kind of missed some things about the platform, but looking back on all of that and just kind of summing that up to where I am now. All the platforms, they have strengths and weaknesses. But like I have grown so much as a creator, and I put so much more energy into what I'm doing, as opposed to, a lot of people got really upset that Mixer died and didn't do anything with it. They just got upset.
That's true.
And I was like, oh, man, I want to keep streaming. I like it. I like talking to people. A thing I like to do on stream is like, hey, if you got any tech issues or questions, I'll help you troubleshoot.
Cool.
I don't care.
That's super cool.
So like, I like doing that stuff, and it's pretty fun. Again, I love it. I just, really, I'll say I've been seriously streaming for like the last like 2 years though.
Awesome.
Honestly, I've stepped up just kind of the effort I put into content, making things look good.
Right.
And it can always get better. I'm learning stuff every day.
I feel the same, man. Same, dude. I kind of started the same kind of time you did. It was about end of 2019 I think it was about August of 2019. I started really like streaming, and content, dude. And so I don't know about you. You talked about how you kind of known about it since Twitch started. I knew about Twitch, and I think the only streamers I knew were Tim the Tatman, Ninja, and Dr. Disrespect. Those were like the only Twitch streamers or even streamers I even knew about. And I had no idea who like FaZe Clan was or anything like that. So I was stepping in this whole new world where I was like, what is this? Like, what's content creation? Right. What is this? What's a capture card? What goes into a PC? Like, what do I do? What's a stream key? Like, I knew nothing. And and so stepping into this world, dude, that was my experience with it, because I was just like, I have no idea what anything is. I don't know who anybody is. And so like I kind of walked into this whole content thing kind of like, what is this? What do I do? What do I plug things into? And so so we've been kind of doing it kind of the same time, dude. That's really awesome, bro. And do you kind of like speaking of just being a parent and just a dad and stuff like that, do you include like your family in any of your content at all? Or are you still kind of trying to figure out how to navigate that space? I know some parents are kind of like, yeah, full force, and some parents are a little more like, okay, trying to figure out what to do. And we know we live in a world where everything's online, and we want to protect our kids and our family as well. and everything like that. But kind of like, how do you do that if you do that, and maybe if you don't, what are some reasons and stuff like that?
So yeah, that's actually really interesting you brought that up, because most of the time I'm streaming in the evenings.
Right.
Just because, when I started and my wife and I were talking, I was like, look, I really like doing this and I want to do it, in the time that I would be normally gaming anyway.
Right.
So how do I work that out? Because I when my daughter was a tiny baby, it was like,
Right.
well, look, after she goes to sleep, you're going to bed. You got to get up earlier than I do. I'm
Right.
going to go game for a few hours. And so I turned that into streaming. And so it
Right.
kind of it has evolved, but my daughter will come kiss me goodnight on those night streams, and I don't
Right.
care. She can come in here.
Right.
There have been a few times where I have, had my wife and daughter in here. We played like Mario Kart.
That's
or
really
something,
cool. I love that. I
just
love
doing
that.
some fun stuff. Which I need to bring that back now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And then during like certain games that my wife and I play together, like anytime there's an Overwatch event,
Right.
she'll hop on the other Xbox and she'll be in chat, and
That's super
she's my
cool.
moderator.
I love that. That's so awesome. I love it. I love it.
So she's definitely involved. She's I'd say she's my biggest fan, to be honest.
Dude, that's
she's
awesome.
my biggest supporter. I know that for sure. But yeah, she's definitely there. When we want to play Overwatch, she hops in. Her and a couple of other close friends.
That's
but
cool,
then
bro.
if I'm playing a game that either she's not interested in, she's at least in chat trolling me with
Right.
all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I keep them involved, and
that's awesome.
It's never something that I'm like, no, this is only mine, and I don't want you involved in it. In fact, now that I think about it, one time I was actually doing some IT work for my pastor at his house,
right,
and it just took a lot longer to get done than I expected. And I'm
Right.
actually setting up stuff for him to live stream.
That's hilarious.
On Facebook, and so I'm like, I'm trying to get out of here, and my wife is like, well, I'll start the stream for you.
That's
and
cool.
So she gets everything set up, and she just starts streaming, and I'm like on my phone. I'm like, my wife is live, but as me. So
yeah, it's me.
Like, okay. And so I got home, and I was like, all right, thank you so much for doing it. I love you. Now it's my turn.
Right, yeah. It's like my stream.
Yeah,
now.
so it's definitely something that we're all involved in.
That's really
my
cool.
daughter will be like, have a good stream every time we go. So it's
right.
I like keeping them involved. And like I said, I never want it to be something that takes away from, them. Obviously it's a time investment, but I don't ever want to be like,
right.
You can't know what I'm doing.
Right,
I don't want you involved, because that's just, I don't know, it's kind of silly to me.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think it's important. I know a couple gamers that are parents. They kind of do it themselves. Maybe it's because it's not something like the other family members aren't interested in, which is totally fine and stuff like that. But I've always encouraged people, and I made the first video when I started kind of doing more parent content. I did like three steps or 3 tips. Being a parent gamer, and one of them was include your family, and I think that's huge. I think even with your wife just being a moderator or something like that, and even having your kid hop in, or even like your community know the existence of your family, I think that's huge, man. Like my daughter will come in every time. You've been in my chat, she shows up, and we have a custom, we have an emote for her. We have a unicorn emote because she loves being a part of it. It's so funny too. We'll start to see her kind of like doing like a pretend live stream by herself sometimes, and it's super funny. And so she's involved. And then my wife she will sometimes take over stream if I have to do something and totally troll me on Twitter and everything, and it's great. One time I think I showed up, my whole screen was changed to like My Little Pony. Like it was hilarious. Like I had My Little Pony screen.
That's awesome.
All my Twitter bio was changed to I Love Baja Blast and a picture of Big Bird, and I'm like, what is going on? So like it's just fun to have your family involved because it makes it easier to do it. Because let's be honest, content creation, especially as a parent, and just say, forget the parent side for a second. Content creation in general is a hard field to be in. There's a lot to go into it. There's a lot of prep work. There's a lot of editing. There's a lot of posting. There's a lot of making sure you're present in your community. There is so much going on with it. And then add on top of being a parent, it's crazy. It's a tough field to be a part of. And so understanding that sometimes, and for me, like, I've had to make some sacrifices, and it's not saying that I made sacrifices where I neglect my family at all. But there's been some nights where I'm like, okay, I'm going to stream. I got a charity stream where I got something that I got going on. And we may not, that night is a sacrifice as far as like, hey, we're, Dad's going to stream and you guys are going to be involved with us. You know what I'm saying? And so instead of it just being like, hey, I'm going to come stream, I'm going to, you guys are out in the living room doing whatever. Those nights, kind of, if I stream before the kids before the kids go to bed, I'll have them come on stream and my wife come in stream and just kind of hang out and stuff like that and make it a family affair rather than just me doing it by myself. And doing that in general gives you that support of your family, gives you the support of from your kids and from your spouse or significant other or whoever you're with and everything like that. It gives you that kind of support of including everybody in it and just makes it fun. One of the previous guys that I interviewed on this podcast who has 6 daughters, which we talked about before we started this podcast, there's 6, which is insane still to me to this day. That is a lot of weddings to have to pay for. But he makes it a family affair. He's like, dude, we game probably 4 days a week, but we do it all together. Awesome. We play Fortnite together, or they'll play their games, and we'll just kind of, or play Minecraft or whatever it is. It's such a cool thing to do. It doesn't have to be like this, like gaming, but no, it's gaming. Like, let's bring people together. Gaming has brought so many people together, and I think it's starting to bring family together too, which is awesome, dude. So props to you for including your family. I think that's huge. Anytime I see someone include their family in their content, it's just another level. It brings an excitement to it. It brings familiarity too with the community as well. But yeah, so on to the next question. What was the first game you ever played? I think you had kind of mentioned it, but we kind of like breezed over it a little bit. What was the first game you ever played?
So it was Sonic 2.
Sonic 2. Love it, dude.
It was so good. I was hooked. That's what I was talking about with Mortal Kombat. Yeah, my grandma was like, no, you can't play that. You play this other game.
You play Sonic.
And so that stuck with me, man. But I've been a Sonic fan ever since. Do the good, the bad, and then the
Dreamcast.
Whatever you call it. Wow. Love Sonic Adventure, but I get it.
Man, that was the worst.
You couldn't mention the Saturn. The Saturn, it was have a Sonic game?
All of it was the worst, bro. After Genesis, anytime that Sega tried to come out with the console, bro, it was pretty rough. So kudos to you for sticking with Sonic, bro. Speaking of Sonic, okay, since Sonic is your favorite you said is your first game and kind of been one of your favorites. What do you think about the Sonic movies? Does the second one come out yet?
Yeah.
Oh, it did? Yeah. How'd you like it?
Ago. So I gotta say, those movies have redeemed gaming movies probably for the industry.
Wow.
But I personally I just love the direction they went, and I love the fact that they abandoned the creepy whatever 3D model they were trying to use for Sonic.
Oh, dude, that was
nightmare
horrible. When I saw that, I was like, no, I'm never gonna watch a video game movie ever again. I saw that, I was like, no.
I think the best part about the movies is my daughter loves them.
That's
like
huge.
She enjoyed them so much, and the second one had some moments. The first time I've ever seen this happen when we've gone to a movie together, where my daughter was actually a little overwhelmed by the climax of the movie, and she was like, it's a little much,
Right.
My wife was like, hey, you okay? And she just got real quiet. And still,
right.
And it's like, are you okay? And so, but she was fine. I mean, she loved it, and
Good.
I think they're great. I just, I eat up all the fan service,
love
all the
it,
callbacks
dude.
and everything.
So cool,
I
dude.
enjoyed it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool. I still haven't seen it yet, so you've encouraged me to want to go see it because I kind of set the standard high with Ready Player One and Free Guy, dude. Those movies were so good.
I still haven't seen Free Guy.
Dude, Free Guy, you need to go watch it. Seriously. Just picture it's in the mind and life of an NPC, which is crazy. So just watch it. Cool. It's so cool. Okay, so we talked about the first game you ever played. What is your is your favorite game of all time still Sonic 2, or what would you say your favorite
Sonic
game
2
of all time?
It's hard to pick a favorite game of all time because I like a ton of games.
Give me your top 3. Give me your top 3 games.
Top 3. All right. In no particular order except number one, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It is.
So good. That was a great one. You turned Super Saiyan Sonic.
You got the lock on and the Super Emeralds, everything about that game. The music, oh my gosh, I could go on forever about it.
Right.
But then probably the next 2, Halo, just as a series,
so good.
My wife and I have co-op the campaigns. Every single one of them.
Love that.
Still waiting on Infinite to get co-op so we can actually play it.
Still waiting for Infinite to get
good. I haven't played the single player. It's fair. But yeah, I'm still waiting on the co-op for Infinite so we can actually play it. And then probably the third, I don't know, it's tough because there's a lot of series, but Kingdom Hearts just as a whole.
Kingdom Hearts is a classic. Good one. Good one, of course.
RPGs, I'm not good at them, and I have yet to finish a Final Fantasy game, but Kingdom Hearts, I can sit down and just go right through.
Just grind through it, bro.
It's so good.
That's
I
awesome.
love
Yeah,
it.
I think
It's just action RPGs are just so different
Oh
from
yeah.
like everything else because it's like you can do all these crazy things and I'm pushing the buttons. I'm not telling it to attack and waiting and watching the action.
Right,
You know?
you're the one who's attacked. I get that. Trust me. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy like 10. I think it was the only one that I really played through, but I don't like the waiting to attack. I don't like the turn-based thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool, dude. Yeah. I think just some solid games, man. So I forgot Sonic, and now that you mentioned it again, Sonic 3, I forgot about that. I think Pastor Juicin mentioned he also loved one of those games as well. So that's super
always
cool.
laugh when he talks about like how that's one of his favorite games. I'm like, oh man, we click on so many.
I
levels.
love it so much. It's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So favorite game of all time. Let me ask you a question though. How do you have your is your daughter like? Does she game? Do you include her in your gaming world? Like, does she like what kind of? And if so, what kind of games does she play? And is she cracked at those games?
So she plays a lot. She plays a lot of single player games.
Okay.
She has a strange attraction to indie titles.
Interesting.
She's
Okay.
been playing first. Okay, so she's actually finished a game on her tablet. She had a Kindle Fire. And
that's what my daughter has too.
Valley. We had the game Monument Valley on there, which is a puzzle game. Beautiful game. Love it. It's really cool.
Wait, is it the one? Is it the one where you have to like move around and stuff like that? Like there's these different things. My daughter plays the same exact game.
Yeah,
and she loves it.
She finished it.
Yeah,
she finished it, and like with no, like I had to help her in like the first couple levels. Just so she could figure it out. She finished the whole game.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't
how
believe
are you doing
her.
This?
Yeah, I was like, what? How did you? So now, like, she's playing on the Switch and the Xbox.
So
I've made her own accounts and everything. I'm teaching her early. You don't play on somebody else's save. You know,
facts. No, you don't do that. You don't do that.
I had a little brother, and he'd be on my Sonic save, and it's like, bro, you wasted all my lives.
Bro, literally, what are you doing? Don't touch my profile, bro. That's the beauty about profiles now.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like it, man. She'll play. She loves Mario Party.
Dude,
but
Mario
she's
Party's
playing
great.
like I said, single player games that she plays. She's playing like this one game on Game Pass called Piku Niku.
Okay,
it's hilarious. It's kind of weird.
Okay,
but like she's enjoying it, and she'll like kind of struggle, and I'm like, oh, figure it out. You're smart, and then she gets through it, and she's like, I did it. Cool. And I was like, yes, you did it.
Yeah, that's so cool, dude.
She plays.
Yeah, that's awesome because like you think sometimes, like I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, you think that because they're 5 or 6, like okay, they're not gonna really get it, but then you're like, whoa, how are you doing this right now? How are you winning? Like that's great. So like it's kind of cool to see like the reaction time, the actually how good they are at the game. I don't know. It just kind of makes you a proud parent moment. You're like, yeah, that's right. My kid is a great gamer. That's right. That's awesome, man.
She'll sit there while I'm playing Apex. If I'm playing like in the living room, which is not very often, but she'll sit there and she's like, "Did you die? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Like, oh, please,
let me pat you on the back real quick. Wow, you suck, Dad. I'm just kidding.
Get good, Dad.
Can you get good? Can you stop being trash? I'm just kidding.
But next, like, man. And she's like, maybe you should jump next time. Oh my gosh, kid.
I didn't think about that. Thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Just rub the salt in some more. Jeez. No, she's great though. She loves it.
I love it, dude. I love it. Okay, next question here. What is the biggest struggle that you have at being a parent gamer and a content creator? What's the biggest struggle? And as far as like, when I say biggest struggle, it's more so like, what's the biggest struggle of being a parent and then having this love for gaming and content that you have? Because obviously, from what you've told me, I mean, obviously you're kind of in that world already as far as the developer and loving to be around IT stuff and just the streaming and talking, interacting with people. What is the biggest struggle that you have personally when it comes to doing both?
It's time, man.
Yeah.
It's like time management is my biggest struggle because and you were talking about making like your kind of your stream community aware that you have a family.
Right.
It's so key to that because there's times where I'm like, hey guys, I can't stream tonight. My kids play softball and I'm not missing that. I have 100%. Missed a couple of games, that were like middle of the season. It's like, okay, but like when it's come down to like the last few of the season, no, I'm going. We're going to sit there through the finals. We got to be there.
Right. Exactly.
And so that's honestly, I think my biggest, and honestly, it took a while before I could get over just kind of like, okay, I'm dedicating like this time to go create content, and that might take me away from some things just at home, or if my wife and daughter want to go do something, I'm
Right.
like, well, I'd like to take that time to work on something for the stream, or,
Right.
I've got a video idea I want to try out.
Yeah.
It's tough because
It
it's
is.
like I don't want to miss any time with them.
Oh no,
but
not at all.
I want this to grow, and I want
Yeah.
this to be better than it is, because I like doing it.
Of course.
And so
of course.
it's just that balance, honestly. And I think we've, in my house, we've got a pretty good situation where, as long as I've got the time scheduled and there's nothing else going on
Right.
that's more important, then we're good. Everybody's pretty much happy with it.
That's huge.
It's just, it does get kind of rough, those late stream nights where, you don't want to quit playing because somebody just raided the channel.
Right.
And you were about to log off, but no, got to keep it
No,
going.
got to keep going because they got to keep the hype going, and then you sacrifice sleep.
I got to work in the morning.
Yeah, it's a beast, man, and I think that's a lot of people's thing is just time, and I think. And it's obviously like, dude, I'm the same way. Like, I've told chat several times, like, I'm late because of kids. Like, we're eating dinner.
Yeah.
We're hanging out. Like, I'm not going to rush dinner. And there's been moments where I'm like, okay, I got to stream. Like, let's go. Like, we've been setting it up all day. It's a big stream today.
Yeah.
Let's go. And so, like, there has been those moments. But, like, I've had to, like, if my wife needs me, no, I'm sorry, guys, canceling the stream. And we may have a little bit of a slower process in our growth and in our streams, just due to the fact that we have a lot of obligations, when it comes to our kids and it comes to our IRL jobs, it comes to family, which is some of the most amazing things to have to have in our hands and be responsible for. But sometimes, it makes sometimes being a gamer and content creator a little tough sometimes. But at the end of the day, we honor that by putting our families first, and then we take the time and we allot time and we do this thing and we keep killing it, dude. And so I think you're not the only one. You're not the only one who deals with that. I think everybody who's even watching this podcast right now can attest that time is probably the biggest struggle. And I think that's what every single person that I've interviewed so far. It's time. It's finding that time to create content, finding that time to be like, man, I have this video idea, but the kids are still up and the wife's not feeling good and I need to do dishes, and like currently I even have dishes right now that I need to go do. It's even it's that thought process of just all these different things. Whereas somebody who may be not married and single and doing this thing may have. I mean, of course, there's different struggles in that, but at the same time, it's just they may have a lot of time to be able to do stuff because you're not being responsible for another person's life, right? Like we got to make sure we have kids that need to be fed and alive. Like we're responsible for another human being. So there's a lot of stuff, but that's huge, bro. Time, and I think that once we get that time kind of situated, it flows pretty great. And I think you can attest to that too, man. We got on a schedule too now where days of the week I stream certain days of the week, or I'll stream at certain times because I know that at certain times my wife needs me, or whatever it may be. There's a flow to it, and it's been really, really cool. And to also get to the point where you don't feel like you have to push so hard. I think a lot of times I think a lot of things that have happened with content creators, even just through the COVID period, they were like, man, we that grind, and knowing that it's okay, we just have to kind of follow the process, and just enjoy the process and have fun with it, and not have to feel like you have to be Tim the Tap Man tomorrow. It's a whole process. It's a whole exciting thing, and so. But yeah, dude, I feel that 100%. One of the biggest struggles that I even have as well. Now that we talked about the biggest struggle, what is your biggest joy of just being a parent in general? Like as being a parent, what is your biggest joy?
So when this question came up, I had watched the Pastor Deucin episode, and I was like, he stole my answer. But I still think it's getting to know my kid. Like learning who she is, what she likes, what she doesn't like, how she reacts to things, like she will come up with some wild, goofy stuff sometimes.
Right.
Kids will ask questions, and it's like, she asked me one day, it's like, what if we just brushed our teeth all the time? And I'm like, I don't know.
We'd have no teeth; they would dissolve under the pressure.
We were driving today. We were going to get some lunch, and we drove by a graveyard, and she goes, "A lot of people died," and I'm like, Yeah, I was like, oh, the graveyard. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You're like, why are you saying this?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, am I in a horror movie? All
like, what's going on? There's a lot of people who have died. Okay.
all right, kiddo, I love you, and you're hilarious.
You
but
are so
I need to know
funny.
where this is coming from.
I love that.
I love
dude.
it. Yeah, like the little watching those personalities develop, and then like even in her friends, and we've got parents who are friends of ours with their own kids, and they all play together, and just watching their group kind of grow up is just crazy. And then it's like
cool.
At the same time, it's like, can you just slow that down?
I need you to slow down. I need you to chill, okay? I need you to stop growing so big, and you stop asking some grown-up questions, and I need you to go back to the 2-year-old playing with Pony. Like, I need you to go do that for me. Yeah. I feel that, dude. And I think that's such a huge joy. I think just getting to know your kids and just being, I don't know, just being there in your kid's life just in general is just such a blessing and honor, almost feeling like, man, I get to be their parent, and it's so awesome to be that person. Now, even with me, I got a third one coming, and I'm going through the process all over again, and so I'm super excited just to kind of do that, and
that's so cool
and whatnot, dude. So we're excited having another girl too. So I get a second princess, which is awesome. So
that is awesome.
We're super excited about that, man. But dude, that's so cool, man. Just hearing about your story about with content, why you do it. And everything like that, and then just your favorite games and struggles and everything like that. I think that's something that can really encourage other gamer parents who are watching this video. So if you're watching this video and you were encouraged today by anything that was said, drop it down in the comments below and just tell us what encouraged you, and we want to hear it. I think one of the biggest things that everyone's going to relate to is the time thing. I think that by far is always going to be the most relatable. Is time.
Yeah.
But once we kind of get it, we're never going to get it perfected, but once we kind of get a flow to it, we don't have to worry so much about it because we got such a hold on it that it becomes super easy, dude. But dude,
I will say the time thing gets easier when you kind of get your family going in the same direction. When everybody's on board, like it's easier to make time to do those things. So,
right, exactly.
It's unwarranted or unwarranted advice, I guess. But if you guys are struggling to make time, just talk it out with your wife or your husband or whoever. Like, just put that out there.
100%, dude. That's huge, bro. Well, dude, Chrono, dude, thank you so much for just being a part of this podcast and taking the time just to talk and share all those thoughts and everything like that, dude. But before we say goodbye to everybody, where can everybody find you? Like, do you stream on Twitch? Do you on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is? Where can people find you, and when do you stream?
So, you can find me just about on every platform as Chrono32123. I don't like having the numbers, but hey, it's where it is. You can find me streaming on Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, and I do a Saturday morning stream as well. That's really fun. And sometimes we'll just throw some random stuff in there when we can. And then I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, I'm like a lot on Twitter. Maybe
awesome. No, I am on Twitter way too much. I totally understand that one. That's probably the platform that I'm on all the time. So I get it 100%.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
So easy to use because you can just type a thought real quick and then have the whole internet attack you. So it's fine. Which I'm used to because I give horrible, I guess, food takes. Whatever. But dude, again, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna put everything that he just said in the description below so you can go follow him, go check out his streams, go check out his content, all that good stuff. And before we get off too, remember, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell for future notifications because there's going to be more parent content coming. Get ready for episode 4 because it's going to be fire. Love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Again, Deadly Doe Gaming here. You guys are amazing. We'll see you soon.